I put my lippy on? I think I did. Who's going on? I can't remember. Josephine Johnson. Good morning. You've got a gold medal. I love that name. Josephine Johnson. What a great name. You've got a gold. Deborah Ashton. Get you with your silver. And Marie Pritchard. Do you know what? You come in and you get a bronze medal. Go and hang it up on your coat hanger. Absolutely ace. Love it. And Leanne, number 4 and Fliss number 5. How are you? So come on, let's all get in. Oh my goodness, how many coming on? It's a Monday morning and they're all, it's like, I imagine when I do these videos, I imagine it's like you open the doors to a room and everybody comes running in. I'd love it. I would, hi Elvine again, lovely to see you. I would love to do these in real life. Can you imagine? Hey, there will be, Marie, an event in London. Marie, find us a venue. I can't wait. Me and Sam were talking about it yesterday, funnily enough. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to do an event. And yeah, tribers who are in the tribe, they'll all have the front row seats. How ace. Hi Ashley, how are you? Right, so day 22, before your very eyes. Before your very eyes. Please do share. So it's not a long one this morning, but it's irrelevant how long the pages are because I still managed to fill half an hour at least. Hello, Froddy. Good morning, lovely lady. Do you know what? I'm getting such a whole new, not that I don't never not appreciate, but just for all of you really, tribe members, we had about 140 people I think join, which was a massive surprise. I'll have to tell Ruth. We always have a little bet, just as a laugh. And yeah, it went well over because I had no idea, and because it's only a one-day thing. And you massively appreciate the people in there, but I massively appreciate you, whether you're in my membership or not. I just love seeing you and seeing your names keep popping up, seeing your names keep coming, whether you're in my paid membership, you're on this free page. I just love seeing you. I just love seeing you doing stuff that's going to make you feel better, whether it's mindset work like this or whether it's the fitness. I just keep seeing the same names. I love seeing a new name. This is what I love. I love seeing a new name and I think, oh, they're new. Never heard of them before. But then I see them again and again and again. And then they might, I used to have a free group, but I don't have that anymore. And then they come into my paid group or they don't. But I love seeing it because people who have known from the beginning, like Marie Pritchard, who's on, I've known her from nearly day one. She was on one of my first ever retreats. And she used to be on here, but now she's in my membership. So, and how you get to feel you get to know people, it's just the most wonderful sort of transition. And I always remember, do you remember the 1 year No Beer event, Marie, where I was so nervous, my first ever public speaking event. And Marie came to support me. We sat on the same table, went to prep for lunch. Do you remember? I loved it. And I'll always be grateful for that. Anyway, look at me going on before your very eyes. So please do share it. 200 on a Monday morning. Can I just tell you that if you're here, which you are, obviously, because you're here live, 203 on a Monday morning, wanting to get up and make a difference to your week. You know, even if I get on your wick and I get on your tits, you think, do you know what, I quite like what she's saying, but she gets on my nerves. I don't care. It's incredible. On a Monday morning, you doing your stuff, you know, you setting your alarm or waking up naturally because you've got a hot flush or insomnia, and you thought, I'm going to switch on that, get over yourself, woman. And you're listening and you might take a little bit in. I love it that you're just willing to do that. So come on. So glad I went to that event. I know, wasn't it ace, Marie? I can't wait. I know you'll be at my event. There's no way. I'm going to have to ask Marie first, what date can she do? Because there's no way you're not coming, love. Let me tell you. No way at all. I'd be devastated. So it's just these little things that you have, isn't it? So before your very eyes, let me have a drink of water. can hear Simon rushing around. What's he doing? "7 years ago, when I first discovered The Secret," that's Rhonda, not me, I'm speaking on her behalf, just thought I'd point that out, "and the magical power of gratitude, I made a list of all my desires. It was a long list. At that time, there seemed to be no possible way my desire could come true. Nevertheless, I took my top 10 desires and I carried them with me on a piece of paper every day. Whenever I had the opportunity, I would take out my list and read through it, giving as much gratitude for each desire as I could, as though I had received it already. With my number one desire, the desire I wanted more than anything else, I kept it constantly in my mind, and I would say the magic words, 'Thank you,' for it multiple times a day and feel as if it had come true. One by one, every desire on my list magically appeared before my very eyes. As I received my desires, I would cross them off my list. And when I had new desires, I would add them to my list." That's the beautiful thing about the law of attraction. You know, you've got, say, your top 10 desires. When they come true, it doesn't have to be the end. You just put another one on. You really do. Some might take 4 years to come true. Some might take 3 minutes. How many stories have we had on here when we did the money one, thanking money in the past, and then literally within 10 minutes somebody gets an email from the Inland Revenue saying they're going to get a tax return. You know, somebody gets a voucher through the post, any way of getting the money in. And it's just amazing. Then you get the cynics going, "What a pile of shit." Well, do you know what I'd rather be? I'd rather be thanking for all these little coincidences, or would you rather be the cynical knobhead who puts her arms under her tits like this, going, "What a load of shit that is." You know, yeah, you live your life like that, love. Feel free, smile and wave, whatever. You know, so you can choose which one you want to be. You really won. You know, "Kathy, I won the lottery band and got a cheque on Saturday." Get in, come on. So one of Rhonda's desires from my... I need to take another drink. Mondays, let's do double do's on a Monday. I've done a half-hour live in my tribe this morning. One of my desires from my original long list was to travel to Bora Bora near Tahini. No, Tahini. Oh, Sally. Wait there. Hang on. Do you know what? I'm sure I've got some in here. One of Rhonda's desires was to travel to Bora Bora near Tahini. No, Tahini. What I meant to say was Tahiti. Oh, somebody help me, please. It's going mad. Denise, I'm not even giggling at myself. I'm clenching my buttocks, wishing they were smaller. Oh, I am. Oh, do you fancy going to Tahini next year? We can have a retreat there, in Tahini. I meant Tahiti. Yes, Tahini. Christine, that has made me laugh out loud and wake everyone else in the house. Do you know what? I'm not fit. I'm not fit for consumption. I'm not. I can't read it anymore. I'm going to have to get Simon. Where am I? Oh, I'm going back to bed. Right. I'm down what to do with Tahini. Let's have a look. One of my desires for my original long list was to travel to Bora Bora near Tahiti. Tahiti, I say. After spending a beautiful week at the exact place in Bora Bora I had listed, another beautiful thing happened. I was flying to the mainland of Tahiti on the way home when the aeroplane stopped en route to pick up passengers. The flight had been empty, but it filled to the brim with native Tahitians and suddenly laughter, smiling faces, and the happiness that was palpable surrounded me. Sorry, I can't focus anymore. Imagine loads of jars of this getting on the plane. Loads of jars of what do you call the dip that's made with that? Hummus. Loads of jars of hummus getting on the plane. As I enjoyed the short flight with those beautiful people, it became crystal clear to me the reason why they were so happy. They were grateful. They were grateful to be alive. They were grateful to be on the aeroplane. They were grateful to be with each other. They were grateful for where they were going. They were grateful for everything. I could have stayed on that plane and travelled around the world with them. It felt so good to be with them. And then it struck me that I had just received my final desire. Bora Bora was the last desire on my original long list. And the reason I was on that plane was before my very eyes. It was gratitude, and to experience gratitude. I've shared this story as an inspiration for you, because no matter how big your desires seem to be, you can receive them. You can receive them through gratitude. Even more than that, gratitude will bring a joy and happiness for life that you've never felt before, and that is truly priceless. From the time I began using gratitude and the law of attraction to the time I received my final desire on my original list was 4 years. So you've done your top 10 desires, and if you've only joined me in the last 20 minutes or the last 20 days, go back to the beginning, and before we even start day one, you've got to write your top 10 desires. So it's like when I teach people to Nordic walk. So I'm digressing now, so I'm just putting the book down so I can use my hands. When I teach people to Nordic walk, course coming out for by the end of this week, people get impatient. They're there walking along with the poles, trying to do it, and they might be a bit shit at it, and I think, bloody hell, that's going to be hard work. But they get it eventually. But people get impatient because it's only walking. They think they can pick up Nordic poles. And this isn't a shameless plug, by the way, it's just an example. Oh my God, I've got the best analogy ever to share with you. Can you just remind me before I go, say phone case? If I forget what I'm going to say, that's what I'm going to say. Just don't say it now. But if I ask you what was I going to say, just say phone case, because I've got the best analogy ever. So, I've forgotten what I was saying. Oh, for fuck's sake, honestly, Sally. Yes, that's it. People think they can just Nordic walk. Well, how hard it can be, it's just walking with a couple of sticks. And they get pissed off when they don't do it. I think it's the same with your top 10 desires. You write top 10 desires, you say a bit of thank you, might write some money on a £5 note, say thank you to Auntie Sheila because she made you a roast beef dinner and some lovely Yorkshire puddings, and you said, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. And you didn't really feel it. And you just said it because the magic said you've got to say it 3 times. You write a few gratitudes, that'll do. Do you know what? I can't think of any more. I can only do 10. I can't think of any more, so I'm not going to do it. And then you wonder why it doesn't work. Because you've been half-arsed shit. That's why it doesn't work. If you can't think of any more than 24 gratitudes, because there's 280 we've got to do on this plan, then, do you know what? I'm grateful for this salt and pepper. Do you know what I'm grateful for them? Because they're solid, they're easy to clean, but do you know what the best thing is? You don't put them like that. So they don't get all salt and pepper on your worktop. Every time I use them, every time I clean up, I'm grateful for them because I love them. They're there at the top, you turn them up and do that, and then you place them back down like that. I love them. I love this little salt pot. Look at that. It's made of, I don't know what it's made of, Himalayan tiny salt in there. And even Nancy was saying last night, because Nancy does a lot of the cooking in the house, and she says I love it because she's got really long nails. She goes, I can't sprinkle it, the other stuff. So she loves the tiny little wooden spoon. Look how it's shaped so it fits in. And it just feels beautiful. I love it. Really grateful for it. I'm grateful for my Sophie Conran butter dish. There's the amount of stuff. So if you're sat there going, oh, I can't do 10 gratitudes, then give your head a bloody wobble and wobble it enough till it might up and fall off. That's all I'm saying. Because there's lots to be grateful for. So I don't even know why I stopped reading. What was I saying? So from the time I began using gratitude and the law of attraction to the time I received my final, oh, that was it. It took her 4 years. Her list of top 10 desires took 4 years. So don't expect just to lie in bed, you know, with your nightie on, watching whatever you do, Richard and Judy, and waiting for your top 10 desires to be achieved by you just laid there, because it's not going to happen. You've got to get up and take action. You've got to get up and be grateful. You've got to get up and go and seize life by the seat of its Monday morning pants. So from the time I began using gratitude and the law of attraction to the time I received my final desire on my original list was 4 years. To give you an idea of the enormousness, is that really a word? Rhonda, that's like one of mine. To give you an idea of the enormousness of receiving all my desires in that amount of time, when I created my desire list, my company was $2 million in debt, and I had 2 months before I'd be forced to shut down and would lose my home and everything I owned. The money I owed on my personal credit cards was a small fortune, and yet on my desire list was to own a big house overlooking the ocean. I'd love to live a house. I'd love to own a house down south overlooking the sea. I'd love one of those huts you get, you know, them sheds that you pay like 100 grand for, the beach hut. I'd love one of them. But I'd love a house overlooking the sea on the south coast. I would. Or down in Kent looking the other way, you know, to see the sun rise in the morning. I still want this. I don't want to give this house up. I love this house. I love looking out my kitchen window and seeing the sunset. So I don't want to get, and that's how, it might make you feel greedy, but I want the house down south as well as this one. I don't just want to move. I don't want to move like ordinary folk. I want this house, and I want a house down south as well. And I used to feel guilty for asking for that, or for even dare to dream it, but not anymore. Come on, Sandbanks. Oh, I don't know about Sandbanks, Gail. Yes, I don't know about Sandbanks. Harry Redknapp lives on there, doesn't he? So, can you imagine if I turned up on Sandbanks? Oh God, the house prices had dropped through the floor. So listen, so she was $1 million in debt and had 2 months before I would be forced to shut it down, lose my home and everything I owned. The money I owned on my personal credit cards was a small fortune, and yet on my desire list was to own a big house overlooking the ocean, to travel to exotic places in the world, to have paid all my debts, to expand my company, to restore every relationship to the best it could be, improve the quality of my family's lives, to be 100% healthy again and have unlimited energy and excitement for life, along with the usual list of material things. And my number one desire, which seemed like an absolute impossibility to many of the people around me, was to bring joy to millions of people through my work. I mean, that was probably the last thing people expected, because if she was in all that debt and about to lose everything, she was probably a bit of a miserable bugger, but you know, that was what she wanted. The very first desire that I received was bringing joy to millions of people through my work. The rest of my desires magically started to follow, and one by one, as they appeared before my very eyes, I crossed them off my list. So, we're nearly finished. So now it's your turn to use gratitude's magical power to make your desires appear before your very eyes. At the start of the day, today and tomorrow, take your top 10 desires list that you have created, and if you haven't created it, do it. Read through each sentence and desire on your list, and for 1 minute, imagine or visualise that you have received your desire. Feel as much gratitude as you can, and as if you have it now. So I'd be doing that with my hand on my heart. I'd be doing that heart magic with it. Oh, imagine that house by the sea. It doesn't have to be a big house. That's the thing, I'm not greedy. It doesn't have to be a big house. I'm not bothered. It could be a little terrace. Do they have terraces down south? Do they? Or is it just a northern thing? I know they have in London. I've seen them. But I mean down by the sea. I know they have the big ones. You know, but I mean little terraces, working man's terraces. Do they have those sort of things? And I'd be thinking, oh, by the sea. Even a caravan would do. But just that by the sea, something to call your own. I'll be using heart magic. Helen, yes we do, lol, but not at Sandbanks. Do you have Coronation Street sort of terraces down south? Do you? So carry your desire list with you today in your pocket on at least 2 occasions in the day. I like the way she puts the limit on it, Rhonda. On at least 2 occasions. Take out your list, read through it and feel as much gratitude for each one as you can, as though you've already received it. If you want your desires to come more quickly, I would highly recommend that you carry your desire list with you in your wallet or purse from this day forward. Now, I'm not being funny, Rhonda. You can tell this is an old book. Is it just me? But who carries a purse? I don't even carry my debit cards with me anymore. So when I go to Tesco, have you got your card? No. When I go to the garden centre, have you got your loyalty card? No. I go into town, shit, I've got a gift voucher for it and I've forgotten it because I don't carry my purse. Because it's all on here. Ding, ding, ding. Or it's on your phone. So it's a pain, isn't it? I miss the days of having a purse. It's in the cupboard. So if you want the desires to come more quickly, I would highly recommend that you carry your desire list with you in your wallet or purse, or just drop it to your forehead from this day forward. And whenever you have time, open it up, read through it and feel as much gratitude as you can for each one. When your desires appear before your very eyes, cross them off your list, physically cross them off and add more. So you've always got 10 on. And if you're like me, each time you cross desire off your list, you will be in tears of joy because what seemed impossible was made possible through the magical power of gratitude. She might think, what a load of rubbish, Rhonda. But again, the same ethos applies to me. It's better to be thinking like that than waking up thinking, oh, I can't be arsed with today. Surely it's a lot better to go to your bathroom mirror as you're brushing your teeth and see your top 10 desires. You might want to lose 4 stone. You might just want to lose 1.5 stone, Helen. You know, you might just want to do that. You might just want to have your best day. You know, you might just want to have a magnificent outcome and do your treat. There's so many things that can be a top 10 desires. You might want that house down south by the sea. Why not put it on your list? Don't feel greedy. Don't feel selfish. Don't feel self-indulgent. Thank you for sharing, Emma. Thank you so much. I don't know if I've even remembered to ask today, but thank you. So, your top 10 desires, what are they? There's a little ball of tape. I don't know where that's come from. I've had the same purse since 2000. Isn't it lovely when you have... I used to have an old Ted Baker purse. It was bright pink. I must have had it for 15 years. And it finally gave up the goat last... Is it goat or ghost? Finally gave up the goat. I forget. And I had to get another because it kept falling open. And all my loose change at the bottom of my bag. And then I've got another one. I've never used them. I've never fallen in love with a purse again. So, right, I need to go. Let me just think before I ask you. What was I going to say? What did I ask you to remind me? Do you know what? I have forgotten. I have absolutely forgotten. I hope I've given you a proper word that will make me remember it. So, let's have a look. Have you been looking at Garmin Fit? Somebody's been looking. Let's have a look. I've just bought a new thing. It's bright jade green so I can find it. Lovely, Debbie. So, right. Margaret, what kind of watch is that I've been looking at Garmin? It's an Apple Watch. I love it. I don't know shit all about Garmin's. I know a lot of people use them. They're supposed to be very good. But let's have a look. You've put tahini on your... I've put tahini on my list. Let's have a look. And in the first lockdown, I've had a new shed and it needed painting. So every time I painted it, and when I was finished, it looked like a beach hut. Because I couldn't get to the beach because of COVID, it was like the beach hut had come to me. How lovely is that? Phone case. Oh, thank you, Gail. I would have forgotten. I'd have forgotten. This is, honestly, I would not have remembered that. And it just drives me mad. My menopause brain, it's just, I know you're saying it, because when you say to yourself, oh, I keep forgetting my menopause brain, it's brain fog. That's why I keep forgetting, because I keep going on about it, so I'm attracting more forgetfulness. But it's hard sometimes, isn't it? How do you do it? Oh, I've forgotten. Oh, thank you for remembering. Well, actually, universe, I'm role-playing now with myself. Actually, universe, I'm not grateful because I keep forgetting. So no amount of being thankful is going to make me remember, because it doesn't appear to be doing. But I need to try it. So I might have to try the magic on my memory because I forget. Right, I happened to be talking to Shelley yesterday, my very dear friend. And I was describing how I felt. And when I say something, it's just, she puts a hashtag in front of it. People call them Sallyisms. She was like that. She went, no words. She said, nobody in the universe will have or will ever say that ever. She could guarantee a life on it. She says, nobody will ever say it, ever. She says, but I just know exactly what you mean. And when I do my book, it's going to have a whole chapter on my hashtags, and I'm going to put a few explanations on why I mean them. And I felt really rubbish these last few weeks. And I know I'm getting to the end, and it's a full moon, is it tonight? And I just know I'm ready. I know I'm at that point where I've had enough of my own bullshit. I know I've had a bad back. I know I've had every good reason to not feel good, but I'm ready. And I said to her, I feel like I've been invaded. I said, I just feel rubbish and I'm sick of it. I said, I feel like I've been covered in one of those ugly phone cases that only a builder would use. Oh, it just came out from nowhere. I feel like I've been covered in one of those ugly phone cases that only a builder would use. And my brother's a builder, and I used to do a lot of work with him before it all went tits up, because we used to have properties and we'd go in and we'd rip them to bits and do them up. And I remember his phone case. It was always a big bloody black rubbery thick thing, and he'd drop it on purpose to show me, and it was just like a big rubbery brick, a big rubbery dull brick. And he loved it, and it looked shit, but it probably did the job. Whereas you get a nice sleek phone case that you can hardly feel, that's smooth, and but I feel like somebody's put one of those ugly phone cases on me. That's how I feel in my body. I feel it. My bras are too tight, my knickers are too tight, everything's too tight because I put a stone and a half, well, nearly 2 stone over. And I can, even when I'm stood here, I just feel like I've got a big phone case on me. And that's how it is. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody. I don't know if it makes sense. It probably doesn't, mine's like that. I know what you mean. I felt like that before I started on the HRT. So it is, that's just how I felt. So, but what you've got to know, what you've got to understand is that you can change your phone case. You can change it, a bit like an ugly phone case. You can't be broken. Yes, exactly. I like that, Elaine. I feel like a brass bucket that needs a bloody good polish. Good on you, Tracy. So you can always change it, and it's up to you how long you have that phone case on for. So come on, before your very eyes, get your magic done, get your top 10 desires and start wishing it, because it makes a difference. It's better than not wishing it. So this is the last week of the magic. So we're on day 23 tomorrow. Get a bit of that. So I'm going to put my tahini back in the fridge. And I'm going to say ta-ra, and I'll see you tomorrow. Got a busy day today. Well, it's always busy, isn't it? But just busy working. I'm grateful for this glass. I forget where I got it from. It was in Edinburgh on Princess Street. Is it Apocryphy or something? Something like that. I remember I got a Nancy candle for Christmas. This was back in like September. and I loved it. It just gave me joy. It's all like hand painted on just a bit of a glass. I like it. Grateful for it, gratitude. So off we go. Oh, lots of comments. I'll go and catch up on the comments. All right, so have a wonderful day. 200 of you on. Do you know what? Can I just say an extra big thank you as well? Again, to all of you turning up. Still, we are 23 days in tomorrow, and you're still here. And hopefully you just get a little nugget out of each video that's going to make you feel better, that's going to make you think, that's make you going to question yourself, and that's make you going to go, do you know what? I've been such an ungrateful get. I'm going to start being more grateful. Anything. But thank you. And to all of those you lot on catch up, yes, I'm talking to you. A massive thank you to you too, because I don't know what you're doing now to make time to watch this. You might be driving, you might be ironing, you might be walking the dog, listening to it. But all I want to say is a big thank you. All right, lots of love, and I will see you tomorrow. Tracy's off out for a walk. Enjoy. Go and look at the full moon. All right, lots of love. Bye.